It's about more than chores. Reading the caption. We want you to learn about responsibility. Below it says, Corey's parents wanted him to learn about responsibility. Chapter 1. It's about more than chores. Corey's parents wanted him to learn about responsibility. He wasn't even sure he knew what the word meant, but it didn't sound good. His mom and dad explained to him that responsibility was a very important thing. They said they would like to be able to trust him and depend on him to do things for them. He could help around the house and stay there on his own with a set of rules to follow. They would know that he was growing up and learning to be independent. He could have his own apartment someday. Chapter 2. Corey had been listening to his teacher, Mrs. Allison. She talked about responsibility at school, and he thought he could handle it. After all, his parents were supposed to be responsible, weren't they? And they never did anything that they didn't want to do. They didn't have to ask permission to go anywhere, and they had their own money, a house, and their own wheels. Being an adult couldn't be that hard, could it? Chapter 3. Corey's dad said that he thought that Corey was being mature, and he could handle some responsibilities after school. He made a list of chores for Corey to finish before he was allowed to go outside. Chores? Corey really hated chores and wondered why he had to do all the work. Who knew you had to work to be responsible? He didn't like this, but he promised to do his chores first before anything else. Corey got off the bus after school. He had his own house key and he didn't lose it today. He was proud of himself. Yesterday, Mrs. Allison had to go to the gym to find his key before he could get on the bus. He lost it during PE. Today, he made sure it was safely on a string around his neck. When he opened the door and went in the house, he put down his backpack. He went straight to the list of chores. He knew this would be easy, no problem. He read these things on the list. Number 1, take out the trash. Number 2, make your bed. Number 3, feed and water the dog. Not so hard to do, right? Chapter 4. Corey went into the kitchen to take out the trash. He saw a big donut on the cabinet. He imagined that donut was talking to him. The donut was calling his name. It said, Corey, come have a snack. I know you are hungry because you work hard at school today. Well, Corey knew that that was true, and he sat down and ate the donut. He forgot that he didn't take out the trash. He went to the bedroom to do the next thing on his list of chores. When he was there, he decided it couldn't hurt to watch TV while he made his bed. His favorite cartoon show was on. Rob and Bob Eat Corn on the Cob. He watched that show, and it was so funny that he forgot to make his bed. He was just watching the next TV show when his parents came home. His parents looked kind of mad. Do you know why? Chapter 5. Corey's dog, Sir Barks-a-Lot, was so hungry and thirsty. At this point, boys and girls, I want you to look at Chapter 1, and I want you to choose 1 to 2 vocabulary terms that you may not understand in the story. For example, I might choose explained or important. Your vocabulary terms will be different for you. So for Chapter 1, choose 1 to 2 vocabulary terms that are probably new to you. Look them up, Google them, use them in a sentence. Do the same for Chapter 2. Do the same for 3, 4, and look how little you have to do for Chapter 5. Once you finish identifying your 1 to 2 vocabulary terms for each chapter, I want you to ask one question from each chapter. What is the question that's on your mind from Chapter 1? After reading or listening to Chapter 2, what is the one question you have on your mind about Chapter 2? And you will do the same for Chapter 3, just one question. Chapter 4. When it comes to Chapter 5, I want you to think about what's going to happen next in the story. Bye for now.